President Uhuru Kenyatta on Friday afternoon released names of nominated cabinet secretaries, principal secretaries, and ambassadors to various countries. In a live broadcast from State House, Nairobi, President Kenyatta nominated former DPP Keriako Tobiko to head the Environmental and Forestry Ministry, former Meru Governor Peter Munya to head the newly created Ministry of East African Community and Northern Corridor, while former Marsabit Governor Uhuru Kenyatta will take up the labor docket.
For the efficient operation of government, and indeed taking into account the need of having a government that reflects the diversity of our nation, and indeed one that can help me deliver on my mandate and pledge to Kenyans over the campaign period, and also having consulted the constitutionally mandated body and receiving advice from the Public Service Commission as required by Article 132, 4A of our Constitution, I have decided to establish a new position in government, the position of Chief Administrative Secretary in all our ministries.
Former Public and Gender CS Kariuki takes over the health docket. Former Foreign Affairs Permanent Secretary Monica Juma has been nominated to head the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Royal Media Services Chief Operating Officer Farida Karonei makes a public service debut as the CS Land Ministry. Former Turkana Senator John Munyes has been nominated to the newly created Ministry of Petroleum and Mining, while former ODM youth leader Rashid Achesa takes over the sports docket. Simon Chirugei has been nominated to the Water and Sanitary Ministry.
Forwarded the name for Cabinet Secretary to Parliament of Farida Karonei. The CAS will be Gideon Mungaro, and the PS will continue to be Nicholas Muraguri.
Election losers and women have won big after President Uhuru Kenyatta appointed them to the cabinet. In changes announced on Friday, the president also created a new position known as Chief Administrative Secretary.
The Chief Administrative Secretary will broadly be responsible for helping the Cabinet Secretary to better coordinate the running of the affairs of their respective ministries.
Rachel Omamo has been retained at the Defense Ministry. Professor Margaret Kobia was nominated to the Youth and Gender docket. The Ministry of Devolution will be headed by former CS for Water Eugene Wamalwa, while Nelson Marwa will be the Principal Secretary. Mwangi Kinjori has been nominated to the Agriculture docket. Aden Mohammed has also been retained as the Industrialization Cabinet Secretary, whereas Betty Maina of the Kenya Association of Manufacturers was nominated as the PS. The Ministry of Transport will be manned by one James Masharia. The names of the appointees will be forwarded to Parliament for vetting and approval. Jubilee Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju was named Cabinet Secretary without portfolio. The appointments comes after days of pressure on President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto to name the list of men and women to help them in fulfilling their promises in the last leg of Uhuru's term. Perhaps to leave a lasting impression, President Uhuru Kenyatta has identified manufacturing, affordable housing, healthcare and food security as his areas of focus for the next 5 years. Christened the Big Four, the outcomes include building 500,000 low-cost houses, universal health care, irrigation of 1.2 million acres of land, and millions of new job creation.